Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Nelson. Now it's been a while, but we're going to have some fun. Now we are also in a division with MV Retro and Death Unbroken, who you guys know as Stormcat Miranda. And we are going to be taking over this map as best as we can. Now, Retro just celebrated his 200 subscriber milestone, which is why I joined him in a stream yesterday. And we played together for at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that, before I jumped off last night. And I had a pretty busy day yesterday. It was a lot of doing. But we're going to showcase the Nelson. Now everybody knows that the Nelson is the HE spamming battleship like there is no other. At least until the Conqueror shows up. And then when the Conqueror shows up, it'll take over that role. But yeah, when it comes to slinging HE, no battleship does it better than the Nelson. I know King George would like to have a word with us, but the Nelson also offers a few little extras. And we are going to use some of those extras because there are 3 Nelsons on the enemy team. And what do we know about the Nelson? Well, its bow can be overmatched by 16-inch guns. We have 16-inch guns. And that's 9,400 damage. Actually, that's 13,000 damage. 13,000 damage in the first salvo. Now, what else do we know about the Nelson? It has a stupid heal. Like a stupid heal. And you don't even have to worry about fires for quite some time. Now, right away, you would think, oh, Spartan, you're on fire twice. You should totally put that out. Oh my god, he's giving me a broadside to Nelson. Armor piercing, shot out. Wait for it. Oh, come on. That was supposed to be a POW. That was only 10,000. We got more while they were bow tanking us. We're going to use this island as best we can. We're going to go ahead and put out the fire. We did heal a little bit early. I do kind of forget once in a while that this is a super heal. I don't need to heal right away. But anyway, we went ahead and wasted one of our heals a little bit. But you can see we're still at 53,000 damage. Now, the difference between people slinging HE at me and me slinging AP at them is I get to heal most of that back. Actually, if they set me on fire, I get to heal all of it back. But we have a Sharney, we have a Nelson, both of these guys out here just absolutely begging to get paddled. And it's just a matter of time. You play around long enough. He actually shot AP that time. Unfortunately for him, we're relatively angled, so his AP isn't going to be as effective on us. We have cover for the bow, so we don't have to worry about getting overmatched. And we also are angled slightly. And this thing does really well when it's angled. But if you don't angle this thing, bad things are going to happen to you. Now, Vauquelin walks out in front of these torps, and that's not preferable for him. And I do believe he gets taken out early. Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, we're going to try to get some more shots at this enemy Nelson out here. Now, a lot of people make a huge mistake and must simply get that that extra gun involved. You don't always have to get that gun involved. Sometimes it's better to just know when to shoot the front gun. Well, the 2 guns that you can get over the bow anyway. Again, we are angled pretty well. Yes, he could actually punish us here probably if he got a good hit, but it would be hard for him. Now, unfortunately, Miranda goes down real quick, and not much further behind will be Retro. And that's going to leave me versus all of these guys. It's not what you would call preferable. But this Nelson gets extremely lucky not to be removed right there. But you can only play with RNG for so long. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. Not yet, but it will eventually. I am in a very precarious position. I've got to watch. I cannot bow tank any of these guys. So what I'm going to try to do is point my nose at the Scharnhorst so that I'm as angled as possible for both sides that are attacking me. As you can see, it's just me and the dummies that are behind me. And I say dummies that are behind me because they are literally useless. I don't know what they do the entire match, but it doesn't feel like a whole heck of a lot. We get a good shot at the Nelson this time, and we do overmatch his bow. He gets finished off by the Scharnhorst behind me, who had set him on fire. Now, York is a huge threat to us because of the fact that he has 6 torpedoes off either side of his ship, so we need to try to take him out. We also have the second Nelson, well, the third Nelson right there, so we've got to be careful about that. Now again, I'm going to try to get behind this island a little bit. That'll protect me from torpedoes, and it'll allow me to attack these guys with more than just the 2 guns. I can, because he already fired at me, get the 3rd gun possibly. But we get a very good hit on him, get the Citadel finally. This is the one time that I just can't seem to hit the Citadel. And there we get it again. So finally, RNG is starting to work for me a little bit. Now, here's the problem with me and the Nelson. I usually do pretty well in the Nelson. It's a very good ship. It's very, very squishy when you're caught broadside. We'll just say that. When you're over-angled, like that guy is right now to me, it is very, very squishy. And so you've got to be careful. And unfortunately, the biggest issue that I have with the Nelson, and of course the York would set me on fire with one last hurrah before he goes around the corner. We don't have any more heals, and our damage con is on cooldown, so we're stuck with it. But Sharney's going to back around the corner and get out of there, and we're going to push up. Now, I know that what I'm about to do is incredibly stupid, and it's going to cost us this game. Up to this point, everybody around me has shown that they can literally do no damage. So, I should have been playing the long game. I get impatient. That is one of my biggest weaknesses as a player. I get impatient. I rush things. I assume that people are dumber than they are sometimes. Like this Nelson. The two buddies that he was with were absolutely stupid. Or at least that's the way they played in this particular match. Not saying that they are actual stupid. I'm just saying that the way they played this match was pretty stupid. But this Nelson isn't as dumb as they were. He waits for me to come around the corner. I am vastly over-angled, hoping to get a good shot here. Look at him giving me the beautiful shot. And as I start to turn in, he fires AP back at me and he catches me and does well over 20,000 damage. Which is unfortunate, as we get basically nothing out of him. And then, to make matters worse, instead of using this island for cover, putting myself behind it and protecting myself, I sit here, knowing fully well that he is shooting AP and he can overmatch my bow. I'm figuring, well, what's the odds that he does it twice, you know? Maybe he just got a good shot. Okay, he's shooting at the other guy. We're good. We're good. But we are still getting shot at. We have the Vauquelin out here who's going to set us on fire. And again, we do have a damage con, so we can be a little bit less worried so much. But remember, the Nelson does not have armor, okay? If you angle really well, you can deflect shells. But much like the French battleships, versus HE, when you don't have a heal, like if you don't have a super heal, HE is an absolute beast against this thing. It just shreds it. It literally shreds it. If you've got a broadside shot at a Nelson, obviously load AP, even if you're in a cruiser, because you can Citadel the snot out of them. But if there's a low health Nelson, you know he doesn't have any heals, HE him, he will die. There's not a whole lot he can do about it. This thing does not take HE salvos very well. As you saw, the Scharnhorst got a good HE penetration on the back of our ship right there to finish us off. But all of that happened because I pushed out in front of that Nelson and lost 20,000 hit points. If I hadn't done that, I think we could have won this match. Easily. But because I done that, that puts the game in the hands of the guys that were behind me, who clearly have demonstrated that they have no idea what they're doing. And this York, this King George is going to showcase why I can't stand some people. He fires nothing but HE at this guy. Now, okay, maybe he had HE loaded for the destroyer. I know it's a King George, and everybody likes to shoot HE out of it, but it's got amazing AP, especially against cruisers. And no, he's going to shoot HE once again. But down he goes. York lives, he does not. And that puts the game in the hands of the Colorado, who has literally done nothing for the entire match, sitting broadside to everybody, because I dealt with most of the threats that were there, that were threats to him. The Shardy isn't really a threat from a main battery standpoint, but it is with the torpedoes. Now, this Scharnhorst Black is going to get extremely lucky that the enemy Scharnhorst is actually more of a potato than he is. Because the enemy Scharnhorst launches his torps from way too far out, which is the one thing that you cannot do in a German battleship. If you are trying to get torps on somebody, you have to wait until you know you're going to hit them. Now, right here is a perfect opportunity for our Scharnhorst to torp him. But he doesn't. He just shoots him with the main guns. So he's burning twice. He's still shooting. He's going to take some more damage from the Scharnhorst. And if that Scharnhorst had any idea what he was doing, he could have turned out and used the other side torpedo launchers on this guy, and he would have took him out. Fortunately for our team, our guy manages to take him out with the Colorado, giving the Colorado something for this match. And again, this is still winnable, but it's very, very unlikely. The Vauquelin is starting to push in. We got the Nelson out there slinging AP at these guys. It's nice to see a Nelson player who actually knows, you know, that he has the ability to shoot AP. I try to stress that a lot. Like, everybody likes to say King George is a fire spammer, the Nelson is a fire spammer, and while they are very good at it, AP is more effective more often than the HE. Plus, you don't heal it all back, especially if you Citadel people. And so that's why I always harp on people when they talk about the fire-starting battleships. Is like, yeah, they are fire starters. And in the right times, they are devastating fire starters. However, if you're firing HE more often than you are firing AP, you're doing yourself a disservice. And that's just from my experience. I have played the Nelson quite a bunch. I've played the King George quite a bit. And you have to know when to switch ammo types. And in this match, I didn't need to switch ammo types. Everybody was overmatchable by 16-inch guns, and I was able to get a lot of damage, 110,000 damage. And they weren't able to heal it all back. So we were able to take most of the health off of all of the Nelsons that were there. And we also did a lot of the damage to the Scharnhorst. And we got a shot in on the York as well. Which is why I say, like, if we had any support on this side, I know that Miranda died early. Being that close to a Nelson that's charging is never good in a destroyer unless you've got really good torps off. Because Nelsons can and will often one-shot destroyers, literally, from full health to nothing in one shot. And then Retro died pretty early as well. But overall, I think I had a pretty good game, and it showcases that even I make stupid mistakes sometimes. Getting over 1,000 XP there in a loss, not too bad. So, if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.